All right, we'll get started with our afternoon session. We have New Mexico State, followed by San Jose State, and then Utah State. But from New Mexico State, we got head coach DeWayne Walker, players Donte Savage and Andrew Manley. Coach, if you could just open up with some comments, expectations of the season, and we'll get into some Q&A.
Okay, we're on the clock again. It's that time of the year, and we're excited about 2012. Like to give a lot of credit to our players and our coaches. They've worked extremely hard this past off season. I know when I first took this job, I was definitely looking forward to our fourth year. I knew the first 2 years that we had to go through a process of trying to rebuild our program. I know last year we had a shot. There's a couple games I wish we had back, but heading into 2012, we think this could be the year for us to make a run at it. So just excited to be here, and again, we're going to focus on 2012 and not worry about 2013.
Okay, we'll open it up to questions.
Coach, I know you mentioned focusing on 2012. The commissioner of the WAC was just up here and talked about how the league's probably not going to sponsor football in 2013. I wonder how has that affected all the things you're trying to get done, certainly recruiting, other aspects like that?
Not at all, to be honest with you. I know when all this was going down, I had a chance to meet with the team and explain the situation to them and told them we've worked too hard to worry about things that were out of our control. So I've been very excited about the approach, not only with our players but our coaches as well, and we're just excited about August 30th against Sac State.
Teddy Feinberg, Las Cruces Sun News.
How you doing, Teddy?
Hey, Coach Walker, I'll ask you the same question I asked Coach Akey. Obviously, with independent football being a possibility, how long do you think that model could be sustained at a school like New Mexico State?
I don't really have the answer, to be honest with you, Teddy. Is it 2 years, 3 years? If that's where we end up, I think the only thing that we would focus on is just who's on our schedule, and let's just go play football. So if we get to that point, that's something we'll worry about later. But again, I talk to you all the time, but again, we're just really focusing on 12.
Bob Akamian from Idaho TV. You're talking about the close games last year, and as a defensive coach in your history, was it you got in some shootout games that were close, and you had obviously some lower scoring games too. Was it heartening to have the offense be productive in those games, or was the defense more the distraction of a negative for you?
Well, as a head coach, you try to be the head coach, even though I'm a defensive head coach, and you always want to play good defense. But at the end of the day, you want to win the game. I know headed into 2012, I'm going to have a little bit more input with the defense. I know the last couple of years I've kind of backed off and let Coach Lindsey do his thing. I know my very first year I ran the defense, but I'm going to be more behind the scenes this year, but I'm going to have a little more input in terms of what we're doing. So it's pretty obvious, being a defensive coach, you want to play good defense, and I think I'm going to kill myself or somebody if we don't play good defense this year. So that's definitely something that we want to improve on for sure.
And I ask that because I know from the beginning you've had an emphasis on the offense of trying to make it consistent and productive. So I know it's been a lot of focus. And so has the defense, did it step backwards, or is it just something, it is what it is, and you've worked with the guys you had?
If you look at the process, our first year, I thought we were probably better on defense. And obviously we didn't really have a big recruiting class. I committed to all of Hal Mummy's players that particular year, and I thought we had some good things going on defense, and we weren't very good on offense. Year two, I gave the defense up because I thought it was just too much for me to be the head coach and the defensive coordinator, and we just weren't very good on either side of the ball. Then I made a decision that we had to commit to more offensive players. And that's what we did. And Coach Martin came in and did a great job for us offensively, and we improved considerably. Heading into this season, we kind of focused more on the defense. And I think you're going to see great improvement on the defensive side of the ball because that was a focus from a recruiting standpoint. And we made a couple changes on defense, and I think that we are constantly getting better, even throughout the summer, talking to the players and talking to Donte and Manley about the things that the defense are doing. So I think we have it figured out now on both sides of the ball, as well as improving with our special teams.
And for both you guys, you've been recruiting from all over from the beginning. So no matter where you are, you've kind of got a recruiting base. Andrew, Hawaii, and Donte, you're from PDX. Is that kind of a fit that there's so many guys from different places that it's not like you have to have a big recruiting base any one place?
Well, I know with Hal, he probably recruited. He had a broader base. I know once I took over, we really focused on California, Texas, and Arizona. I know people in the Hawaii area, so I had a chance to steal Andrew. And if we have some connections in the Florida area or Mississippi, we signed a kid, Tiger Powell, from Jones County in Mississippi, and we knew somebody. When Kenny Turner didn't come back, we had to go grab a back, and he was sitting there, so we took him. But our focus is California, Texas, and Arizona for the most part.
You guys, is that a good fit having, you've got some people that have been from the different regions? Is that...
Oh, no question.
You need the. I mean, I'm kind of spent for the players too, but I mean, do you like that kind of being people from all over?
Yes, sir. You get to deal with everybody, so all the different type of players. Because over there, you gotta speak up. All the different type of players, we have a lot of good guys on the team, and bringing different talent from all over the country.
Yeah, I feel like it helps us out a lot. We learn from each other, people that are faster from different places. We can all work together. I feel like it helps our team and brings our team closer together because we're not all from one area. We all got to learn about each other. So I feel like it helps us as a team as well, just to bring us closer.
And I know being a Hawaii guy, there's always pressure to stay home, even if they're going to get you to walk on. So did you get some of that?
Yeah, I had some pressure coming out, but I didn't let it bother me. Hawaii pulled off. Coach Walker came and swooped me up, and I'm just blessed to be on the team right now and just loving it at New Mexico State.
Coach Scott Bilo from PowerRatedSports.com. How are you? Looking at your schedule, did a lot of analysis on it and saw an opportunity for you guys to improve somewhere around the 7-win category this year, give or take some other opportunities that might be on that schedule. What do you feel that you guys have to do this season to push to that point and contend for this WAC title this season?
Well, last year our motto was believe and compete. And I think we're past that now. I think there's not a lot of games on our schedule that we feel like we can't win those games. And I think the first 6 games will be critical for us, and then we get a bye. Then you have your 4 games, then you get a bye, and then you finish up with your last 2. And I just think the schedule is really laid out for us to be more successful. I think the one thing that is different with this football team from a coaching staff and even in our locker room is just chemistry. I just think the chemistry is so much better, and I just think, collectively, we all feel like we can win football games this year. And these guys have put in the work. So we're excited, getting ready for Sac State and starting it off and see where we are, especially after the first 6, because I think our first 6 is critical.
Any other questions? All right, thanks, you guys.
All right, thanks.